here, now let's go over the Mage cards. So starting off with Hot Streak, so you're now Fire Spell, which is important with some of the cards coming up. Your next Fire Spell this turn costs 2 less. So it's preparation for your Fire Spells. Preparation would be really good in Mage. This isn't quite prep though, so I don't think it's very good. There's not very many Fire Spells that you're cheating out would be great. Like you could play a feature card while they're coming up. This card, you can cheat that out and get it on turn 2, which is really good, but you can also use it with another feature card coming up. This thing, basically Auctioneer for your Fire Spells, which is really good with that card, but I just don't think that archetype's really gonna work. This is a pretty strong card though, like Mana Chi is really good. I'll give it a 2. I think it can definitely be good, but first flame, 1 mana deal 2 damage to a minion, a second flame to your hand, just 1 mana deal 2 damage to a minion. Twin Slice was good because it could go face and it was like synergized with all your cards. This card can't really do that. It's just like mediocre removal, so I'll give it a 2. Like, it's not a terrible card, but it's just So now move on to the quest line. Sorcerer's Gambit. Cast a Fire Frost, an arcane spell, reward draw spell. That's like a kinda okay. Cast a Fire Frost, arcane spell, discomfort 1. Cast a Fire Frost, arcane spell, you get Arcanist Pond Grasp, which is for the rest of the game. Plus 3 spell damage. Like, this seems too hard to complete, and the rewards in between are not that great. I mean, it's okay, because you can, like, keep completing the quest line, but this just seems way too hard to complete. And your reward is not that great. I'll give it a 2. Like, I don't really see this being that great. Celestial Ink set. After you spend 5 mana on spells, reduce the cost of a spell in your hand by 5. This card's trash. 1 star. Like, none of these weapons would, like, yeah, it's just bad. Like, what are you cheating out with this thing? And, I mean, you can, like, you can play this in no minion mage, and then, like, play a Pexus Blast, and then play another Pexus Blast if the reduction lands on it, but, like, the reduction can easily land on, like, a 1 mana spell, like Shooting Star or something. So yeah, this card's just bad. Ignite, deal 2 damage, shuffle and ignite into your deck that deals 1 more damage. This thing goes infinite. This thing is really good, and wild especially with, you go like 2 Sorcerer's Apprentice and Luna. If your deck's empty, you just win the game. But in Standard, you can maybe throw one of these things in for infinite damage, but I just don't think there's enough card draw to support this. Like, Jade Idol was really good in Druid because you had Ultimate Infestations and all that stuff to keep drawing your Jade Idols that you shuffled in. You shuffled more than 1 at a time. So this isn't as good of an infinite effect as Jade Idol. So I'll give it a 2 though. It's not a bad card. I just don't know if you would put this in current standard deck. And Wild though, this can be really good. I think you might run this as like a greed option for like EPM Mage. Prester's Pyromancer, 2 mana 2/3 battlecry, your next fire spell is plus 2 spell damage. So this is Talented Arcanist basically, which is a neutral card, and you can play that in Mage. It's probably just way better than this. Like, the advantages this thing has is it has 1 more attack than Talented Arcanist, and the spell damage, you can store it. So you can just play this thing on 2 and you'll still have spell damage for your next fire spell. Whereas Talented Arcanist, it's only the turn you play it. It's okay. If Fire Mage is good, I think you might run this dude, but I'll give it a 2. Fire Seal, 4 mana fire spell, tradable, deal 3 damage to all minions. This is a really good card. It's Hellfire that you can swap away if you're playing like a control matchup and they don't play boards. And so just one of Mage's struggles right now is they can't deal with the wide boards of like Glowflies or like a big board Miracle Rogue puts out or stuff like that, or Face Hunter with all their 1/1s, and this card just does it. So I got a 4. I think it's really good. Sanctum Chandler, 5 mana 4/5 elemental. You cast a fire spell, draw a spell. It's really good if Fire Mages a good thing, but I just don't think it is. I just don't know what the support is like. Antonitis. I'll give it a 2. If like the mini set gives it a lot of support, like this archetype could be good, but like just as it currently stands, this isn't gonna be very good. Clumsy Courier casts the highest cost spell from your hand, so you can cheat out like a puzzle box in Wild. But you already have Dragoncaster to do that, so what is this thing doing? And it's standard. There's nothing you can really cheat out. Give it a 1. Don't see it being good. Just a bad pull off Fauna Power. Gran Mages Antonitis. Aim at 6/6 if you cast a fire spell in each of your last 3 turns. You can stop reading the rest of the text because this never happens, but if you do magically somehow manage to play 3 fire spells in a row, you cast 3 fireballs at random enemies. This card sucks. This is a 1. Like, you have to cast 3 fire spells in a row, which is really hard, I think. And if your opponent has a bunch of 1/1s on the board, this thing's terrible, which means you probably have to play like an AoE and stuff. Yeah, this is just not gonna work. Give it a 1. It's good. So yeah, that's Mage. Interesting. Probably most of these cards are bad. But yeah.